What is going on, everybody? ZakRC here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome along to episode number 5 of the F123 Road to GOAT Driver Career Mode series for the Miami Grand Prix, 5th race of the 2024 season. And our second race here at the Miami International Autodrome. And I don't know who called this place the Sunshine State, but we've seen the complete opposite of that in our first 2 visits to this venue. But nonetheless, should be a fantastic Grand Prix. In our first wet race of the season, it should be an absolute blast there. We come off the back of a very fantastic home race last time out at Silverstone. Make sure to go check that one out if you haven't seen that already. There'll be a card in the top right hand corner of your screen now. And we'll jump into strategy for this Grand Prix. So intermediate tyres will be the ones we'll be looking at for both stints in our race today. The rain sees no chance of letting up, save for the very late stage. We could see a very late switch to dries should the inters wear off and should the rain also die down as well. Starting from P8 on the grid alongside Oscar Piastri there. Of course, quite a way back compared to our regular competitors at the front, but we still lead the Drivers' Championship by quite a margin after our solid results in the first 4 rounds this season. So hopefully be looking to try and make up some places. More of the same there. Leclerc will start this race from 5th on the grid, Norris will start from 3rd, and it's Verstappen on pole, looking to catapult himself back into the championship hunt after falling behind the top 3 competitors, that being myself along with Leclerc and Norris. Purple on the grid meter, reformed perfectly for the race start. No more talking then, it is time for action for the second Miami Grand Prix in the F123 Road to GOAT series. So we're going down to 5 red lights, Verstappen and Sainz on the front row for the Miami Grand Prix, and it's lights out, foot to the floor. Go, go, go. We are underway in the 5th race of the season, charging towards turn 1. Not a fantastic getaway. Ocon on our left-hand side. Our former teammate gets the jump on us, going into turn 1. Piastri in front. Well, there goes Felipe Drugovich and the Aston Martin up the inside. We managed to get away from him nice and easy, but Stroll, his teammate, gave us a challenge as well through the opening corners. We managed to keep in front of both Aston Martins. We've dropped the place on the start. Ocon's gained 2 here. He's made a fantastic getaway. Verstappen leads from Sainz, then Norris early on the Red Bull KTMs, fast as they have been in recent races. And we sit here, back here in P9. It's not a fantastic start to this one at all. Further into the opening lap, going to try and make a move on Piastri down into the penultimate corner on the circuit. One of the tightest braking zones on the Miami International Autodrome. Charging down towards the left-hander now. Piastri pulling away to a decent amount. Not going to use our battery just yet. Going to try and go for a late dive if we can on the Australian. Going into the left-hander, sorry. To the inside we go there, way too deep, and that's a massive mistake. We've gone off the circuit completely. We've got to turn the car back around, and all of a sudden, a lot of time and a lot of places lost there.
Sorry guys, I had no clue what I was doing there.
Not an ideal start into this race at all. We've lost 9 places on this opening lap all of a sudden. We've got to try and make our way back through the field now in the next 28 laps. Marcus Armstrong on the Haas, our first target as we go towards turn 1. Going to look to his outside into the first corner. Liam Lawson just in front of us there. Armstrong has a better drive off and will maintain P16. And I can't believe I'm actually saying that at this point in the season in the Mercedes, which is leading the championship but currently struggling against the Haas. So pull to the inside here for turn number 4. The inside of the left-hander we go, up the inside of Armstrong, and that's the position gained only just over the Haas. So that's 1 place gain from our comeback. We've still got a lot of work to do in this race. Pushing on midway through lap 2. Going to try and take Liam Lawson. This time we're a lot closer compared to against how we were against Piastri. We're braking way too early there. I felt too nervous to actually take this corner. I had no clue where the braking zone actually was due to the spray, and really struggled going through the left-hander. But regardless, a good exit will give us the run on Lawson that we need to go on the outside and the inside of the last corner. To the right-hander we come to start lap 3, and that's P15 now secure. Yuki Tsunoda, his teammate, now our next target. 1 more lap on, again looking for that last corner. Outside of Tsunoda going into this time we're a bit closer. Well, same sort of thing, backing out of it, not being aggressive enough in these opening laps. Don't want to damage the car in a way that could compromise us later on in the Grand Prix. We no doubt reach the front once again. Verstappen still leads the way, followed by Sainz and then Norris. But we're around Tsunoda for P14, and now pushing on to lap 4 to try and take Teo Pourchaire in the Audi on for P13. Sargent 2.3 seconds in front in the Williams there. So again, we're coming back, but it's not enough just yet. We've still got a long way to go to catch the leaders, but here is a good chance to make some progress here. Going to look to the outside if we can get a good enough run on Pourchaire. He defends the outside, but he'll try and force our way around. No contact made, braking way too late. They're going too deep, and it almost didn't pay off for us, but we're on the inside for the right-hander through the stadium section we come, and we get the better drive through and going in front of Porsche P13, but a tap to the wall there. Look at our turbocharger, 72% wear on that. We could be in for a bit of a day here, trying to manage that power unit all the way to the finish line. On to lap 9 now. A few laps later, we've closed up to Logan Sargent in the Williams, and we're trying to look for a move if we can. Putting the best chance to go for it here into this next left-hander that's given us so much trouble in just 9 laps so far. So we're going to hold it for the minute if we can. Scrap that. Late move down the inside, but again, too deep. Big mistake there. Didn't quite go off the track this time, but went deep and allowed Sargent to regain the place, the American, in his home Grand Prix. We're going to try and get back around him if we can here. Going down the main straight On to lap number 10 now. Going to pause the inside of the racetrack, going side by side with the American in towards turn number 1. The Williams in front, going into the braking zone. Let's go very late on the stoppers here, into the corner, and try and get back out in front of him, which we do just that. Up into P12 now, and there's a decent train. It will take us back inside the points with Zhou and Drogovic just ahead of us there. As we go further on now into lap 10. The good stuff with the first sector so far, and pushing further on. Yellow flag in front of us. It looks like one of the Red Bulls. A safety car has been deployed, and I'm not sure what's happened there because it doesn't look like there's been a crash of some kind. We've had no message about a retirement just yet. I had to see who exactly that was, but a safety car deployed for the first time in this Grand Prix, and that is, we'll have to look here, it is Max Verstappen in the Red Bull KTM who's just spun the car. There's no damage on it. Let's make a change to our strategy here. Going to pit on lap 10 now that the safety car has been deployed. But have a look at the replay here. Verstappen spinning from the lead then. He leads the way, but now just turns the car on the exit going into the stadium section. Sainz moves into the lead. Norris second, Leclerc third. And that's not what we want our two title rivals to be as of right now, because they'll both jump us in the championship standings. You see Russell going past there. Verstappen, though, just sitting there, waiting for everyone to go around him, and then it has to back up the car, and that brings the safety car out. A stopped car on the circuit will do that in this game. So here we go then for our first and what should be only stop of this Grand Prix. A bit earlier than we anticipated, but coming in, the Mercedes crew rushing out of the pit stops there. The pit box, sorry, to get us ready for our stop. We got held a bit there, but not too bad. We managed to get away from everyone nice and easy, which you come to expect given the nature of these stops. But Sargent comes back out in front of us though, so we have lost a place in the pits unfortunately, but we've got work to do because we're into P10 now because of Verstappen's spin. Verstappen stays in the race, but he's now at the back of the pack, and Sargent jumps us in the pit lane, so he's back in front of us for the restart. Have a look at your order then on lap 11. Sainz leads us from Norris and Leclerc, Gasly in P4, our teammate Russell in P5, Stroll 6th, Piastri 7th, Ocon 8th, Sargent 9th, and we round out the last of the point scoring places. Verstappen down in P19, only Marcus Armstrong, the first car we passed on our charge towards the front, behind him. As you look towards the safety car restart, going on to lap 13, Sargent will be our first target. Ocon, our former teammate in the Alpine, just in front of him. Quite a run here towards the start-finish line before we get going again on this restart. Everyone being backed up. Sainz shows the way then. We're looking to try and take his first win. He hasn't had a fantastic season so far to kick off his title defence in his opening 4 rounds. Very low in the Drivers' Championship, but this could be his opportunity here potentially to try and gain some more points and catapult himself into the fight. As for us though, Sargent and Ocon, first targets, green flag goes back in the air on lap number 13. Going to make a move if we can, going to dive towards the inside of turn 1 on not one but 2 race cars there, and down the inside of both the Williams and the Alpine to make a double move on the restart and get us up into P8 and well inside the points now. We can get to work more or less back where we started and chasing down Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. On to the end of lap number 13. Sainz sets the fastest lap of the race. Norris chasing him. Leclerc is still in 3rd place. We're going to close on the McLaren as best we can and not lose any battery just yet. Going to try and manage it a bit more in this Grand Prix compared to previous races. Very late on the brakes there. Piastri almost backs out of it, and we very nearly tapped the back of Stroll's Aston Martin. We've managed to take the place no matter how costly it could have been to us potentially. But we're up into P7 now and chasing the Aston Martin down as we go towards the left-hand at the end of the lap, onto midway through lap 14. Round the outside of Stroll if we can. On the outside of the Canadian, Russell goes a bit too deep there and just in front of us for P5. He's sitting there at the moment, and up front Sainz still leads. Around the outside of Stroll then, and up into P6, and we are up now on our previous starting position. Fantastic stuff after just half of this Grand Prix. That safety car definitely helped us. Stroll still behind us, will no doubt give us pressure going into turn 1, but our focus now is purely on chasing down Russell, and then Gasly in front. Yellow flag behind us. Something's happened to Stroll here. Stroll's fallen down in the order. What has gone on to the Canadian in the Aston Martin? And the safety car's out again. Another spin, bringing out the safety car for the second time in this Grand Prix. The order is neutralised. What happened to Stroll there? Because it can't have been that much that happened in just a few short moments where we actually managed to get around him. Looking at the exit, he just spins the car out, and I suppose him has stopped in front of everyone else. Well, I say stopped in front of everyone else, but I suppose his stopped car on the track in the way could be an obstruction, so safety car comes back out again. Second time he's done that this season, but the last time it was a red flag in Jeddah. Sainz leads us then, still from Norris and Leclerc. Gasly 4th, Russell 5th, and we now sit in P6. Piastri 7th, Ocon 8th, Sargent 9th, and Zhou rounds out the top 10. Verstappen to P17, and Stroll now dead last, rejoining when everyone else made their way through.
Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Copy that, mate. Let's do this.
We've been thrown 2 lifelines in this Grand Prix to actually get us back up the order here. We could still win this race. Theoretically, it'd be a massive comeback if we could do just that. Green flag goes back in the air on lap number 17. Russell, our first target. Going into turn 1, going to move to the inside of our teammate, and up the inside of Gazzy as well. Another double move on another restart, and we are away and into P4. One spot of the podium places here. This is fantastic stuff. What a drive it's been so far. Lap 18, 11 laps to go. We still got a perfectly good chance of a podium finish here. Leclerc, Norris and Sainz have been largely without disturbance since the first safety car went back in the pit lane. Gasly challenging us now around the outside. We go over the curbs a bit. Gasly retakes P4. Russell may try and take us 2 on the outside if he can get close enough. Can't quite do it just yet. We'll have to keep an eye out for him as we make our way off the corner. Gasly now pulling away. Let's try and keep them as best we can. We've got plenty of DRS, but no DRS thanks to the wet conditions. Russell, though, half second back, and Gasly is a second away from us right now, so he's pulling away to a huge advantage. And the power unit, as you see at the bottom right, is struggling there. You see the red warning light on the bottom, on our MFD at the bottom of the screen. Well, the turbocharger must be really struggling at this point in the race. So we have to seriously maintain that in the last stage of this Grand Prix. Russell almost went for a move there, but we managed to keep him behind just about. On to lap 21 now, reaching the closing stage of this Grand Prix. Sainz his way for the victory right now. Norris and Leclerc still following him in his wake, about a second back by this point. Russell is giving us a world of trouble here as we go through turn 1, very deep on the exit. On the entry as well. Russell is all over us here, looking to pounce this mistake. He's on the outside of us, going through that sweeping third corner on the circuit. We managed to hold him off for the minute, and Piastri behind him as well could try to pick up the scraps should we collide or make some kind of mistake here. It could all go wrong for us as quickly as the positions were gained. Russell looking for any sort of opportunity to try and pounce on us. Anything he can take, he'll go for. We know what Russell's like after these first 4 rounds as a teammate. He will not give us anything at all. He'll make us fight for every last second that we can try and get off him and try and pull away as best we can, but it's not to any avail right now. The Brit, our compatriot, is still right there behind us, so keep an eye out for the Australian of Piastri and the Frenchman of Ocon as well, and the other Alpine who's looking to try and get around us if he can. Down towards the left hand we go, on board with us to make our way into the corner. Russell is there. We go too deep, and Russell goes siding on through up into 4th place. And we now have to try and get back around if we can, as well as fending off Piastri and Ocon in these late stages as we make our way through the chicane once more. A bit too deep there, missing the curb. Very poor run to the corner, and Russell getting away those few little tenths right now. That's how it starts. He'll pull away massively on the exit here. Let's use some of our battery. Then got a lot of it left at this point. The rain is starting to let up a little bit. You can't see it much, but it's getting there. We may soon start to see a bit of dry weather on the circuit, but it could be too late to switch to dry tyres. In terms of Russell, though, going to try and close all the way in, diving from quite a way back and only just avoiding the wall and exit. Russell keeps P5, stupid move, no point really going for that. Piastri then challenging us for P6, won't quite get it. We managed to keep it in front of him just about. We can't go for any more moves like that. And midway through lap 23, Russell now second in front of us. Gasly is pulled away to 5.5 seconds, and Piastri and Ocon are now giving us threat. Mainly Piastri, he's on our inside here, going towards the left-hander. We brake too early, trying to avoid the same mistakes we made on the last lap. Piastri is through and up into P6. We are losing ground and losing daylight rapidly here in this Miami Grand Prix. P7 now. This comeback almost completely neutralised, and we're almost back to our original starting position of 8th on the grid. And once again, chasing Piastri, diving to the inside though of the left-hander. A bit of contact, tapped his side pod on the way through, but no warning from the FIA, so we managed to get away with that nice and easy just about. We are still struggling in terms of power. Piastri is still close to us. Yellow flag behind us. I'm not sure who that's going to be. I'm unsure completely. It's someone in the pack behind on lap number 25. And the safety car out for a 3rd time now. And all of a sudden, everyone's close together again. And we have a major opportunity to potentially still get a podium out of this somehow. But look at the track now. It stopped raining and the track is starting to dry. Is it worth the risk now of coming in for some soft tyres and going for a charge again? Everyone else is staying out. I dare say, I don't feel like doing it, but it may be a potential chance. You know what? You don't take enough risks on this channel. I'm going to take a big risk here. We're going to go for it, stay out. I'm going to make a change here and go on to some soft tyres for the end of this Grand Prix. This could be a very stupid gamble, but it might just pay off if everyone pits later on in the race or realising they're on the wrong tyres for the conditions. In we go now for our 2nd stop of this Grand Prix. We need a good stop here to keep us from going too far behind. 2.2 second pit stop, way clearer in the pit lane than it was last time. We've fallen into the back of the pack here, but hopefully I'm praying that this pays off in the way that the track will dry enough to the point where the inters are useless, and we can then try and charge past on the soft in the closing stages. You can see how much we're struggling here on the grid to make our way out of the pit lane and back onto the racetrack.
You have got to be joking me. Right, that's it, we're out.
And of all the times, this is the first in this series. The control electronics box has blown completely. A mechanical failure has put us out of it here. We were dead last on track with a chance to try and gain it back, And now we're out of the Grand Prix completely. A long streak of finishing led through last season as well as part of this season comes to an end. And we're out of the race. That's it for us. Our first mechanical failure in the Road to GOAT career mode.
They've done it then. A truly magnificent win here at the Miami International Autodrome. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
So we see the result then from the ensuing restart. Lando Norris takes his second win of the season, Sainz in second, and Gasly in the end manages to nick third place off Charles Leclerc, but that will be a huge deficit to us in the Drivers' Championship, and I have no doubt that we'll lose the lead here. Norris takes victory, and he could be our main title threat this season. If Leclerc throws away a podium like that, then I wonder if he would be as much of a threat as you might have thought. Sainz gets his title defence truly underway, and Gasly with Alpine's first podium of the season.
This result then narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
Let's move on to the constructors. And pulling further ahead in the standings, it's Red Bull. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Let's have a look at your final results in the Miami Grand Prix. Norris wins it from Sainz and Gasly. Leclerc comes home P4. Russell finishes in 5th. Dragovic in the end gets up to 6th in that final restart. Ocon finishes 7th. Piastri drops to 8th. Albon 9th. And Logan Sargent scores points at home. Verstappen and Stroll work their way back to P11 and P12 respectively. And we finish as the only DNF in this race in P20. So, not the best of days at the office, if I'm completely honest, but hopefully we can bounce back from that. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, we still only just lead the way, but Norris and Leclerc now tied for second, 6 points back. Verstappen 28 back. He could have used some points today to try and close in. Piastri still sits P5, Albon P6, Sainz jumps to 9th, and Russell there in P8. And Red Bull now 15 points clear in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes in 2nd, and Ferrari sitting in 3rd, McLaren 4th. And that should be all we talk about there. I more or less covered things for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it despite the way it came to an end. If you did, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment telling me what you enjoyed about the race and what we could have done differently to perhaps prevent a result like that. And until next video, guys, you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.